I remember as children hiding on the church pews because someone, has gotten into the church and said, "Hey, we're surrounded by Klan. You can't come out. You can't come out. We don't know. You can't come out." I can tell you stories of, in this community, just maybe a mile away, of a black minister who was engaged in civil rights movement. Klansmen burned crosses in his yard. My uncle's store on 70, one of the few black businesses on 70, every Monday morning, the front of his store would be riddled with bullets. He needed, every Monday he was putting a new glass pane into the window that had been blown out. So I grew up like this, and I grew up with the Klan coming down 70, throwing out Klan papers, newspapers, for their membership drive. And it was always funny to me. I thought, they do know this is a black community. They do know they're not recruiting us. But the funny thing is, like, all the old women in our neighborhood, they were still cooking with wood stoves. So my job and all the children's job was to go gather up all of these wound rolls of Klan newspapers because they made the best fire starters. So it was hysterical. The women were almost like, "I wonder when the Klan's coming because I need some more paper." So it was kind of stupid. It's like, you're like, all of this money you paid to have these newsletters, right? You're throwing them all over the black. Now, I knew it was an act of intimidation, but the women loved it. They could not wait for them to come. I remember a time when I was very young, maybe the first time I saw the Klan coming down 70 in the summer, convertibles, women sitting on, convertible, the back of convertibles, waving, the old Queen of the Parade wave. And my little brother and I were playing in our front yard, and we thought it was a parade. We didn't know who these people were. And we were running to the edge of our yard because we wanted to see them and wave at them. And I remember hearing my mom, and it was so much noise because they would be screaming with bullhorns. Never knew what they were saying, but I just knew it was noisy. They'd be making a lot of noise. And all I remember is I could hear over that noise my mother's voice calling us. And I turned around, and she's running towards us, but she's so terrified she's falling. And she's screaming for us, "Come back, come back, come back." And we're little kids like, "Mommy, it's a parade. Why, why can't we go?" And I just remember she got to us and literally snatched us under her arms, and she was screaming and crying, ran in the house, and she sat us down and explained who these people were. And of course then, a few years later, maybe 2 years later, I'm reading North Carolina history. I'm like, oh, those were the KKK. And I'll never forget that story. I'll never forget the fear and my mom's body that, she was so terrified that she could barely get to us.